Yep.
This is Bob from the police. Looks like they informed campus security.
Hello.
Hello, how you doing?
So far, so good.
All right. So the city attorney said I could go back behind the media lines, but City Hall officials said no. So So how you doing?
Not bad. It's been a good evening so far. A little chilly though, but no rain, so I can't complain too much.
Right. So were you called over for a disturbance over here or what?
I've been over here the whole night.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Why
Yeah.
was there a disturbance over
Well, I
here?
just stepped out of the media area and they told me I had to leave, so I walked
Okay.
out.
Well, I haven't had anybody tell me that you couldn't be out here, so
Yeah.
unless they change, if they make a decision like that, I'll come let you know. But as far as I know right now,
Well, that's a city hall meeting. That's a city meeting in there.
Yes.
This is PCC right here.
this is all PCC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, they have the authority to kick whoever they want out of
Yes.
there.
Yes.
But they can't necessarily say, I want him kicked off campus.
Well, it depends if the college, because college is part of that, the security process here.
Yeah.
If they believe that there's a concern, then they can ask someone to leave the facility.
Right. If there's a concern that the person's a threat.
It just depends on what the problem is.
Yeah.
Not necessarily a threat in terms of you're gonna like stab somebody or hurt somebody, but if it's causing and disrupting functions, then they will ask people to leave.
Yeah.
Was it a good meeting while you were in there?
It was a boring meeting because I was in the media area and you couldn't hear what was going on.
Oh, okay.
And then they sat there and said, well, we'll bring over the papers, because they're writing everything down, questions and answers and stuff like that. They'll bring it all over and let us see it. And then they came over and said, we'll let you see the first 2 pages, but that's it. So I'm like, okay, now they're censoring. It's whatever they decide that they want to show you. And that's when I walked up.
Problem with getting older is the eyes don't work as good as they used to.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out the things I need to get for my goddaughters for Christmas. God, Christmas gets expensive.
Oh, yeah. So what's the difference between the campus security and the campus police?
So PCC doesn't have campus police, so this is it. I am it for PCC.
Oh, okay.
We were a limited law enforcement entity up until just recently. Now things are kind of being redesigned, so I don't know where all the finite points will end. We no longer have the traffic authority, which is what we had, is to write UTCs or uniform traffic citations for traffic crimes and such. For the other aspects for the community colleges for the state of Oregon, we were in that part, in essence, merely a representative of the college and security for the college at that point. We didn't have police powers for like the person-to-person crimes and that sort of thing. As opposed to what higher education had, higher education being the way I understood it, the 2-year college was not considered the higher education.
Right.
Beyond me, But so at a 4-year institution, they had the other half of the powers that we had.
Yeah.
So they had the person crimes authority as a regular peace officer would have in the state of Oregon, but they didn't have the traffic enforcement side. So if you took like a PCC officer and back in the day a PSU, and you put those two together, you would have had the full powers of a police officer. And as in recent, PSU through the state of Oregon now has the authority to have a police department within. So they have their own police now that respond to all the things that belong to the PSU entity. But the 2-year colleges have not worked out the legalese and decided where they're going to be in the future. So that's still up in the air as to what the resolution will be.
Okay. So, what's the rules as far as parking on campus?
So during terms, you're required to have a permit, and then in between terms, then you don't have to have a permit. Beyond that, it goes back to just more simpler things. If you're disrupting operations or things like that, you can be excluded. Kind of like a park in a way. But at that point, because business isn't running as usual, it's pretty open, pretty easygoing. Not a lot of.
Can media park in here for free or without a campus pass?
So they have to pay the same as everybody else.
Oh, they do?
Yeah, everybody does. The only exemptions would be fire, police, ambulance. Those are the ones that don't, when they come in to do something. But if anybody else is here to do, or let's say you sent 4 or 5 guys from a fire department and they took one of the service rigs, they still have to buy a parking permit to be in the facility. It's kind of like think of it kind of like the public parking garages. You have to have that stuff, sort of, not to the most finite points.
Right.
But you can get all the answers on the PCC website. Their parking division will have it all spelled out very well for anybody that wants to know.
And their parking division is the one that goes around, writes tickets?
Yes. Yep. But that's a whole separate and what the college does in terms of that. That's not something. Our job is to make sure that we ensure the safe environment and that people can do what they came here to do and go home.
Mm-hmm. There's my buddy John. Or Joe. Hey, Joe.
Hi, brother.
Hey, you see those fascist goons kick me out?
They kick you out.
Yeah,
What they kick you out for?
because I walked past the media area.
They kept us out here. They wouldn't open the fucking doors up until like 5:30.
Yeah.
And they kept us out here. We were here. I was here at quarter after 5. But there were people here from like 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't let them in. So I was blowing my top. I thought I was going to get thrown out before I get in.
Well,
And the mayor's doing the press conference in there lying to his fucking asshole.
oh, I bet he is.
He says, we don't do sweeps.
We don't do sweeps.
I said, you fucking liar.
We don't do sweeps. I don't know. I could probably get a whole bunch of homeless in to argue that one.
Well, we better do something.
Yeah.
They're not even acknowledging they're doing it. Did you hear about the Supreme Court decision?
What's that?
Came out today. Backs up the Ninth Circuit about the homeless. You cannot move a homeless person unless you have a place for them. The Ninth Circuit came down with that. These motherfuckers, that's why they changed the title.
That's
But
fine.
the Supreme Court, I read the decision, I heard it on the way in. I think basically it's saying, if you move somebody, you better have a place to put them.
Yep.
And now, we need some fucking lawyers that'll work something. And not just after the percentage of the awards.
Well, what we need is lawyers that are willing to go and represent the homeless.
That's right, and sue the shit out of them.
Yeah. I don't want to see them represent these homeless organizations and depend on the homeless organizations to give homeless money, because that's not going to happen. Because me and you both know that's not going to happen. They're going to keep that money. But yeah, right after they did the first one, and they came back, and at first they said we'll show you all the papers. What everyone was said. The guy that facilitated the meeting is supposed to write it all down.
Oh, this one?
Yeah. So they showed us the first two. Then they go when they came back to show us the papers. They go, we're only going to show you the first two.
The place is full of fucking cockroaches, man.
Yeah.
And half the city is there.
Yeah.
So we're supposed to talk about the negotiations that are going to go on with the police department, and half the fucking city is there taking notes. Where do you think those notes are going? They're going to go right to Turner.
Yeah.
Turner's going to know every fucking thing that we knew. Assholes.
Yeah.
And we still got people in there saying, well, we need more police.
We need more police.
Yeah, you sure do.
We need the police we got to do
We
their
need
jobs.
2 police to come to your house and blow you fucking away and say they feared for their lives and walk.
Shit, what's taking them so long is they sit there, they'll take a call like a fucking trespasser, and they'll send 6 fucking units, and then after the guy's gone, they'll sit there for 45 minutes and talk about it.
When I was working, actually getting a paycheck, which was kind of cool, I was the chief union steward for the IBEW. I used to negotiate contracts. Okay? There was a concept that the management had at Long Beach Naval Shipyard, which was federal. We would go in, and the guy would get into trouble for stealing a wrench, or say a fucking wrench, $100 wrench. They would say to him this: if it was a small item, It would say, you have a right to remain silent under the Fifth Amendment and Miranda. However, if you do remain silent under Calcanis' decision of the Supreme Court, we will fire you. So what do you want to do? Do you want to invoke the Fifth Amendment? We will fire you. And the courts have said they can do that. And man, I'm telling you, we used to go fucking crazy with that. We hated that goddamn concept. But if the concept is legal, which I looked it up, and they changed it over in 2015, which is 10 years after.
I'll see you after bed. I got to disappear for a bit.
All right.
Who's he?